will back again. Okay, I'll continue what I've talked about this earlier. It seems that Pak Bagus developed grand theory like a framework for us to approach Islamic psychologists. So this is grand theory is like a framework for us, and then we can approach in making or construct a small or mini theory from very area what is said in the scripture. That was I understand. It can be started like what Bagus said that there's 3 sources that we can use for developing a construct or theory in Islamic psychology. Is from the revelation from the Quran and observing phenomenon in universe, human phenomenon in universe, or from personal experience with the soul. So and then integrate them together, blended them together, so we can have empirical research and develop a psychological theory by that. So this is scientific become very important in this process, scientific process. That's what I mean. With the scientific discovery means that science, that's all about, I just say that science, we have science from the Quran, from the universe, this science from God, and then with scientific discovery means that what we have from the scripture or science from the universe can be operationalized to our life and live in it. Like concept such as sabar, ikhlas, grateful, forgive. Sometimes people ask it, how to be sabar, how to be ikhlas, how to be forgive, grateful. This is sometimes it's not easy to answer because they want like a step by step. What should I feel about that? If I said that I will already sabar, how I feel, how my mind will be, now things like that. I think what provoked in my mind lately is the concept of submission to God, Pak Bagus. Submission to God, it means surrender to God's will. So how it could be one of the effort to achieve Tazkiyah, for example. So I'm grateful that Pak Bagus will talk about Tazkiyah for this session. So we will have some very important insights about that and to develop what going on in our thinking or our conscious. Okay, please, Pak Bagus.
Thank you. Yes. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alhamdulillah wa syukurillah la haula wa la quwata illa billah. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah, asyhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah. Allahumma sholli ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajmain. All right, now the last topic from me is about Tazkiyah therapy. So I have to, before I explain about Tazkiyah therapy, I have to make some, you can call it a disclaimer, yeah, because when we talk about therapy, usually people expect that they will be able to do it, you know, after they hear the session. Yeah, but this is not the case, because uh, when we talk about Tazkiyah, actually it is not something technical or mechanical. Yeah, this is something that is, you know, a process, actually a process throughout our life. Yeah, it's the process of cleaning our heart from the dirt, yeah, from the sin, from the mistakes. But it's not one step or one short study. Yeah, it's a continuing effort of our life. So that's why um, I am not promising, you know, too much to you. I just want to share the basic framework, the basic ideas, so that you can learn more and you can introspect, yeah, and also read more from the Quran and also from other sources, because there's a lot of books about Tazkiyatun Nafs. Yeah, so Tazkiyah therapy actually also refer to Tazkiyatun Nafs, but I use the word therapy to connect to our discipline as psychology. But this therapy doesn't mean the same as the common conventional meaning of therapy, because when we talk about therapy, then we will picture that is some kind of intervention, that's some kind of counseling. Yeah, there's a hierarchy, the counselor and the counselee. Those kind of illustration actually doesn't really match the concept of Tazkiyah. Tazkiyah is not only that. Okay, so that's why I want you to manage your expectation. This is only the general idea, and if you want to really master the Tazkiyah therapy, actually you have to study the whole discipline of Islamic psychology, because the Tazkiyah is the essence of psychology, actually, because Tazkiyah is the discipline that we should perform, we should show, yeah, all through our life, the whole life. Yeah, okay, so this is the disclaimer. So we just need to understand, and actually this is also in accordance with what is called as the Maqasid approach, that I learned from my Ustad, Ustad Ali Abdul Munim. He said that before we practice something, we have to understand the concept first. Yeah, so there's the word tasawwur before tasarruf. Yeah, so we have to develop the understanding of the concept before we apply them. So tasawwur is understanding the concept, creating the map, yeah, understanding the map, yeah, and then tasarruf is the application. So therapy is used to be, I mean, in general, it is referred to the application, but for Tazkiyah therapy, the role of the theory is very important. The role of the knowledge is very important. Again, we refer to Al-Balkhi's, we can say the first modern psychologist, yeah, who said that knowledge is the best medicine. Yeah, so that's why even though we are not going to study the practice of Tazkiyah therapy, but if you can understand the concept, then you can start applying it to yourself first. Yeah, so after you understand the concept, then you can make yourself and you can manage yourself in order to do Tazkiyatun Nafs, inshallah. So actually, it doesn't mean that it is something that only theoretical that you cannot apply, but it is something as the foundation of the application, and we have to understand first the concept and the theory before we apply. And actually, this is also supported by the Quranic verse. Never do something without knowing it first. Yeah, never say something before you study about it first or research about it first. Yeah, so that's why this is very important step. Okay. The meaning of tazkiyah as a word, yeah, we can find in Quran. We can refer to a dictionary, Arabic dictionary or Arabic or dictionary of Quran. And Alhamdulillah, I have this online dictionary, but unfortunately this is an old version, and I cannot find the newer one. So that's why it's kind of old style, yeah, dictionary. When the Quran mentioned the word tazkiyah, the root word is zakawa. Yeah, the zakawa is the root word, and it means first it increased or augmented. Yeah, so it has the meaning of augmented and increased, or it throve, yeah, grew well. Yeah, that's important. Not just grew, but grew well, flourished. Yeah, remember yesterday I mentioned that the theory about flourishing, actually it's relate to the concept of tazkiyah. Okay, and then prospered, and produced fruit. So tazkiyah also have the metaphor about plantation, about trees, about fruits. Yeah, produce fruit, nourish, something like that. So fruit is something that gives benefit to the surrounding. So when you do tazkiyah, you will become a person that can make a lot of benefit to your surrounding. And so it was became pure, purification, goodness, righteousness, lead. Yeah, there's some meaning about leadership also. Lead, enjoy. See, so when you do tazkiyah, you don't have to suffer. You can enjoy the process because you will have a peaceful heart, and your heart will be light. Yeah, there's no burden, something like that. That's why it also means enjoy. And plentiful. Yeah, we can say it's barokah. Yeah, easy, soft, delicate life. Yeah, and then put into a good right state or condition. Okay, and then also alms. Yeah, what is this? Poor rate due, something like that. I don't know that word. Okay, so you have the, I hope you have the picture. Yeah, the meaning of tazkiyah is multidimensional, and it's directed to purification and growth and development and good things. Yeah, beneficial and things like that. So that's the meaning of tazkiyah. Okay. All right. Then we have to also remember these points. Yeah. excuse me, let me just move this. Um, the mindset of Tazkiyah therapy is different from the other therapy. First, the therapist, and the client will learn together, will learn and develop together, will learn from each other. So it's a relationship that is mutual, that give mutual benefits. So the therapist or the counselor is not the one who have, better knowledge or better, the mindset. I'm talking about the mindset. Of course, when a client go to a therapist, they seek for help. But the therapist, it doesn't mean that the therapist is better than the client, because the process of this interaction, this relation actually is mutually beneficial to both of them. Okay, so this is first principle. And the second one, the success of the therapy should not claim, by the therapist. So if the therapy is successful, it's not because of the therapist is expert, because it is only Allah, that can change people's heart. Okay, ya muqallibal qulub. So when you do Tazkiyah therapy, you are only escorting, facilitating, the client. You are not the one who changed them. It is Allah who changed them. And it is stated in the Quran also that I found two verses that said that do not think that you are the one who do this Tazkiyah. It is Allah who make it happen. There are two verses about that. So that's why we are not supposed to claim that I am expert in Tazkiyah therapy, so that everyone, come to me, I will help them, and I guarantee success. No, you don't do that in Tazkiyah therapy. Okay, so Tazkiyah therapy is a natural process of healing, a natural process of developing, purifying. And the position of the therapist and the client is equal. Both of them are seeking for, healthier or more knowledgeable personality, seeking for to become a better person. Okay, so and this is not just suggestion. This is a reality, because if you are a counselor, if you reflect, or experience as a counselor, in a lot of occasion, you will find that some problems that is experienced by the client was not your problem, right? Because maybe you something you don't think it's problem, but it's a problem for the client, meaning that you also learn that something that you think it's not problematic, it could be problematic for other people, something like that. So this is not just idealism, or no, it's the reality of counseling or therapy. Actually, the position of the client and the therapist is equal. That's why they have the opportunity to learn from each other. And it is Allah who will help. And when we perform the therapy, actually it's a form of our effort. It's a form of our effort to get better, together. And Allah is the one who decide or who will change, who will give us more knowledge, more understanding, and anything that bring good to us. Okay, this is a very important principle. So that's why when you have learned Tazkiyah therapy, I do not suggest you to make it as advertising, like I am an expert in Tazkiyah therapy. I think that's not quite proper. You just proclaim yourself as a psychologist because you are studying psychologists, because you are have training on therapy, but in your practice, before you, because you already learned about this Tazkiyah, then you will apply these principles. Yeah, this is the mindset that you have to have in therapy. So we don't suggest you to change your profession from psychologist to Tazkiyah therapist, something like that. You just do your profession, but you have new knowledge, you have new approach, you have new mindset that inshallah is more Islamic, yeah, in doing your work. Okay, so that's the idea. And the last one, yeah, the therapist and the client is to be humble and always remember Allah, yeah, to ask for help, for his help. Okay, all right. So this is the mindset. And the next thing, yeah, it's also how we perceive psychology or Islamic psychology. We have to see psychology from the Islamic perspective is something about all the aspect of human psychology, and the core is the soul, the emotion, the cognition, and the behavior. We are addressing all of that, but starting from the soul. So when we say we focus on the soul, it doesn't mean that we don't do behavior or we don't do cognition. No, we do everything. We do all of them, but in a systematic way, and we focus on the soul. We focus on the dynamics of the soul. Yeah. So the soul, actually, when we talk about the soul, it has the equal meaning with the heart. I mean, the soul is the heart. Yeah. When in our culture, in our civilization, we address the soul by saying this is the heart. Yeah. Listen to your heart. Know by heart. Something about the heart actually refers to the soul. So that's why when we communicate with others that is not so familiar with the soul, you can say it's about the heart, but not the heart in a physical sense, yeah, but the heart in the psychological sense, like know by heart, yeah. Follow your heart, listen to your heart, something like that. Not the heart as organ, yeah, but the heart as the core. Actually, in maybe Latin, yeah, they called heart as cardio. Yeah, cardio means the core. Heart is the core of a human being. Okay. All right. Now this is the perspective, yeah, that the human being have behavior, of course, but behavior is only the surface, something that you can see, something that you can observe, yeah. But beyond that behavior, there's an emotion. It's cognition, emotion, yeah. And then there's your heart, the very center, yeah, central of the human being is the heart. So everything is connected, and we can use the metaphor of house in fire, on fire. When the house is on fire, what you see from outside is the smoke, right? And then when you get closer to the house that is on fire, then you feel the heat, right? But the cause of that fire is the fire itself, not the smoke, not the heat. Yeah. So if you only observe the behavior and you just treat the behavior, it's like you have a house on fire and you just blow away the smoke. Okay, so that's why it will come back. That's what it's called as relapse, because you don't touch the core, which is the heart. So if you limit your intervention or your therapy just only on the behavior, then it will come back, it will relapse. Even though, when, for example, if you blow the smoke away, okay, the smoke then will clear out, but then it will come back again, because the cause of the smoke is the fire, is the heart. You can, can you illustrate that? Can you comprehend that? Yeah. And also the heat, when your house is on fire, you can put, you don't put air conditioning, to get rid of the heat, because the heat comes from the fire. If you just do cognitive therapy or rational emotional therapy, it's just the heat. You just trying to solve the problem of the heat, but you neglect the heart, the fire. So that's why Tazkiyat therapy is dealing with the fire, is dealing with the core, the cause of all of this behavior, of this cognition and emotion. Okay, that is how Tazkiyat therapy differ from the other therapy. Meaning that in Tazkiyat therapy, we don't deny a behavioral approach, cognitive approach, but we go further. We go further to the core of this problem, which is the heart. Okay, so we don't deny the importance of behavior and cognition and emotion, but we don't stop there. That what make it sustainable. I mean, that's what make it heal completely. So again, when you can touch the heart, or when you can reach the heart, then the response is tauba. Okay, but you won't be able to reach the heart without the help of Allah. That's why in order to touch the heart, we have to always connect to Allah, maybe with prayer, with ourselves, do the tazkiyah to ourselves first, so that we can have this strong connection with the client. We have this strong empathy with the client, and also we have this conscience alive in us first, and then we can help the client to also activate their conscience by connecting to Allah. So this is the grand perspective, yeah, the grand concept, yeah, the fundamental concept of Tazkiyah therapy. Okay, again, it's not just treating the heart in a way that we neglect the cognition, emotion, and behavior, but we accept, we accommodate the method, yeah, to clear up the smoke, to normalize the heat, but we also touch the heart. So it's a comprehensive approach to therapy. And actually, it is also how it is not exactly the same as the cognitive behavioral therapy, even though nowadays the CBT is the most research method and then the most effective method in the literature. But the Tazkiyat therapy go further. Yeah, we do not deny the CBT, but we go further, because when I have this CBT training and I ask the instructor, I ask something like, why don't you ask why the people do that? And they say, we don't ask why, okay? Because why is very personal and things like that. But in Tazkiyat therapy, the question why is very important, but we have to do it carefully, not to be not to intimidate by talking why. The why doesn't have to be spoken, but it has to be in our mind to understand what happened, to why this person have this problem. And this answer will refer to the condition of the heart, which we already learned earlier, that this heart, the soul, have 4 layers, and we can detect whether these layers are working properly, whether these layers are working in balance, yeah, in balance. And with this knowledge, this knowledge will make us more sensitive with the condition of the heart. For example, people that losing hope, people that losing meaning in their life, they usually disconnect from Allah. They usually their conscience is disturbed. Yeah, they don't comprehend, yeah, the meaning of life, because they don't connect to Allah. They don't remember Allah, who Allah is, why we are created this way, why we are experiencing this way. That's the area of conscience. By remembering Allah, the Almighty, the All Forgiving, the All Loving, yeah, Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, and so forth. All the 99 Asma'ul Husna is one way to connect to Allah, okay, to understand what is happening to us. So this is the approach of Tazkiyat therapy, okay. Then of course, in order to be able to approach in this way, we have to learn, yeah, to prepare ourselves to understand the theories about the soul, yeah, from the Quran. This is we already done in the earlier session, but also we have to understand and to learn more about the psychological phenomenon also from the perspective of the Quran. And there are actually 4 more theories, yeah, that we don't have to explain everything, but I will give you a little bit review about it, that we have to learn to understand the dynamics of the psychological problem that happens to an individual, okay. As an example, one of it is the theory of personality, yeah? And I call it the anchor personality theory. That is also part of the theory that we have to learn in order for us to be more sensitive when we're doing the Tazkiyat therapy. Okay, so again, I would like to remind you the core of the core reference of the Nafs, yeah, and the dynamics of it, yeah. There's a fujur and taqwa, and then we have freedom to choose, and there's tazkiyah and tatsiyah, that we have to be aware of, and we have to choose the right one so that we will be able to grow, to purify ourselves, and to heal ourselves. And when we make mistake, we have to also remember that there's an opportunity to correct it. There's an opportunity to repent, yeah, to go back, because our freedom is always there. So when you're aware you are mistake, you made mistake, you have the freedom to change yourself. So you are the master of yourself. That's why consciousness is very important in Islamic psychology. While in Freudian, they say that the most important thing is the unconscious, right? But on the contrary, in Islamic psychology, consciousness is very important. And the freedom to choose is the representation of our consciousness. Our consciousness to make decision, our consciousness to evaluate our behavior, our emotion, our cognition, yeah. So that when we notice that we make mistake, we can decide to repent. We can decide to make tawbah, because that's the key of healing. Okay, and actually, Tazkiyah also represent tawbah, because tawbah means to clear yourself from the sin. Yeah, maybe tomorrow Professor Hussein Rasul also will discuss about the sin, yeah, so that you can learn more from him. So this is a very important part, and this is the part that was neglected in psychology, the process of tawbah, right? So this is also the unique contribution of Islamic psychology, that we are not only trained to, you know, to make our thinking straight, or to make our emotion stable, but we also have to make ourselves realize and accept that sometimes we make mistake, and then perform tawbah, and then repent. This is one part, and it's a very important part in a psychological well-being, in psychological healing. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we already discussed this. So this diagram explains the dynamics of the Nafs, from the life path, the capacity, the choices, the right choices, the wrong choices, the consequences, and also the opportunity of tawbah, the cycle of repentance. Okay, so this is quite comprehensive and fundamental for Tazkiyah therapy. All right, now psychological theories, yeah, are needed, or maybe Islamic psychological theories, and as needed as the framework in Tazkiyah therapy. So this is the application of this principle of tasawwur and tasarruf. Yeah, the quality of tasarruf depends on the quality of tasawwur. The quality of the application, the practice, the quality of the practice depends on the quality of the theory. The quality of your deeds depends on the quality of your knowledge. Okay, so that's why mastering the knowledge, the concept, the theory is prerequisite. Yeah, is one that you should do first before you practice anything. Imam Al-Ghazali also said that, but Imam Al-Ghazali said in different tones, said something like, faith is useless without ilm, without knowledge. Ilm is useless without amal, without application, and amal is useless without ikhlas, yeah, something like that. So we have to have first the ilm, the theory, the concept, and then the amal and the application. Yeah. Okay. All right. So this is the other theory, that I mentioned that need to be learned and understood to give us more sensitivity in understanding human behavior. Yeah, this is the first theory is about the sources of motivation. Um, that explain that there's the core of it is the freedom to choose, that was the radiation of the nafs, the human potential. But then this freedom to choose will face four other forces. Yeah, actually three, but then one is the uh, ultimate direction, yeah, of motivation. These three forces. The first is the urge, is something within us that uh, that demand us, yeah, demand to be satisfied by us. You know, this urge, for example, our needs, our interest, something like that. That's the urge. And then there's challenge and incentive from the environment. So we are not living alone. We are living in a society. We are living with other people. So those other people sometimes give us challenge, but also the environment, the physical environment sometimes give us challenge. And also on the other hand, on the other side, they also give us some incentive as respond to what we are doing. So these three forces will influence our freedom to choose. And if our nafs, our soul, yeah, our heart is not strong enough, then we will be a victim of these three forces. The one within us, the urge, and the other two is from the environment. And if we have a strong heart, if we have a balanced soul, then we will be able to transform ourselves into meaning, to be beneficial to other people, to contribute to humanity and things like that. Okay, so this is the first theory that we have to learn also. And the second one is a theory about ruh, yeah, but not ruh in the sense of the spirit, but ruh is as a abbreviation of risk, uncertainty, and hope. So what we are facing in this life actually is uncertainty, and in the uncertainty there are two possibility. The negative possibility is risk, and then the positive possibility is hope. So that's why we need to manage this in order for us to be healthy, yeah, psychologically. And in this theory, it is identified that there are five psychological states that will reflect the condition of a certain individual. The first one is the self learned helplessness, yeah, and then the second one is called the optimum challenge. The third one is the state of fatalism. And the fourth one is the state of optimum opportunity. And the fifth one is the state of comfort zone. So the best condition is the optimum opportunity, meaning that is the condition that a person have a strong hope, but also aware of the risk and the uncertainty. Okay, that's the best condition. And we have three warning here. The learned helplessness, fatalism, and comfort zone is the bad condition that we have to be aware of, and then we can avoid that by managing ourselves. Okay. And then this is the theory of anchor, the anchor personality theory that proposed, yeah, that human being have four, actually five, yeah, 4 plus 1 anchors. Anchors mean that a human being is a weak creature, so he has to cling on something stronger, and this is called the anchor. So the anchor can be the self, the others, the material, and also the virtues. And the ultimate anchor is Allah, or our God, yeah. But we cannot reach Allah directly without go through the virtue, without anchoring to the virtue. So the virtue, in the virtue, there's also ilm, yeah. So that's why, like Ibn al-Haytham said, the only way to get to know Allah, closer to Allah, is through science, through ilm, through virtues, yeah. Okay, but if for the prophets, there's different, yeah, because the prophets can communicate directly to Allah. Even some prophets have to communicate with Allah through Jibril, yeah, Gabriel. Okay, so that's why you know, you cannot put Allah in the circle, because the circle is the circle of our life, but Allah is beyond life. So that's why you have to reach Allah through the circle within your life. Okay, so these three theories will help us to will equip us, yeah, to be able to perform the, actually, plus the theory about the nafs, yeah, to perform the Tazkiyat therapy. And this is a kind of a general protocol for Tazkiyat therapy. The first step is you have to understand, you have to equip yourself, you have to obtain knowledge first about the human soul, because if not, if you don't have that knowledge, if you don't understand that, your therapy won't be a Tazkiyat therapy. Maybe your therapy will be just spiritual therapy or whatever, because you don't really understand about the soul, yeah. And then the second protocol is to understand the purpose of life, the purpose of human life. So this is also very important, because most of the psychological problem is losing purpose, losing meaning, yeah, losing hope. So the purpose of life will is the way to keep the hope, to find meaning, and you know, to motivate you. Okay, and then the third is we have to be empathetic, yeah. We have to empathetic to the client, to the other person that seek for help, and we have to have the empathetic communication. That's why we cannot just give instruction like, oh, you are not, you know, your faith is not good enough, you're not strong enough, you have to be more faithful, or you have to be sober, you have to be shukur. That's not empathetic. So we have to understand what is happening to the other person, and we hold their hands together, facilitate them to understand what's happening to them, and then we can help them, you know, to realize that with Allah's permission, of course. And then
Great, Bagus.
yes,
Great.
yeah, thank you. Yeah, do I still have time now? Yeah, I think it's just the last slide. Okay, so don't worry. And the next step is strengthen the freedom to choose, because some of the cause of the problem is that they do not have the awareness of this freedom to choose. So they blame the situation, they blame others. Sometimes they blame Allah, like, oh, this is takdir. That when you say this is takdir, means that you blame Allah, right? So be careful about takdir. You are the one who is given the freedom to choose your path, yeah, in life, and takdir will follow that. Okay, so you have to find your takdir. You don't blame takdir for what happening to you. Allah will not help, people, yeah, ummah, when they don't help themselves first. So Allah needs to see your effort. This effort is possible if you are aware of your freedom to choose, and then you utilize it to choose the right path. Yeah. So this is also very important. Your initiative is very important. Those who are depressed, yeah, the patient of depression, usually they blame the experience, they blame others, they blame the the nasib, for example, yeah, or the takdir, yeah. So that's not healthy. So you have to give them understanding that you can choose how you feel about it. Yeah, we can do it by give them options. You can choose to be sad, you can choose to be hurt, but you can also choose to learn from that. Well, actually, I suddenly remember the Lion King. Yeah, the Lion King, when Simba was, in exile, and Rafiki found him, and Simba said that I'm destined. This is my destination. It's my destination. No, not destination. It's my what is stuck there in English? Destiny.
Dia itu ada keunikan, sekarang
Yeah.
batasan penelitian.
Oh, that's another person here. The, destiny. This is my destiny, but because I made mistake. So the Simba is blaming the experience, the past experience, and Rafiki said, hit the Simba's head with the stick, and Simba fight back because it was hurt. So Rafiki said, the experience might be hurt. You might be hurt by your past experience, but it is up to you to respond to that. You can just do nothing, or you do something for it. So that's the freedom to choose. That's the therapy of freedom. Yeah, give them options. And then the next is after the freedom. Wait a minute. Yeah, freedom. Yeah. The next one is to shift the meaning of life. Like you have to give in CBT it calls a reframing. Yeah, reframing to redefine the meaning of life. Yeah, so this is kind of a cognitive approach actually to change the mindset about life. Of course, we should direct the mindset toward the one that is in the Quran. The meaning of life, the true meaning of life from the Quran and Hadith. And then we can ignite the motivational force. This is through hope and relying on hope, tolerating uncertainty, and awareness of the risk. This is the three method of activating or igniting the motivational force. And then the number 7, reorient this anchor, the anchor. Yeah, this is from the anchor personality theory. So these are the 7 steps, yeah, as the protocol of Tazkiyat therapy, but it's still in a general sense. You can add more to it, or you can modify it a little bit, but at least this is the main idea, the main concepts, how we can help others to perform tazkiyah to themselves. And it is we have to submit back to Allah for the result, so that our duty is just to become a reminder, yeah, to become a reminder. We are not responsible for the result, but we are responsible for the effort to remind them. And we also should learn from this process to heal ourselves or to improve ourselves. If you don't think you need healing, well, everybody needs improvement. Everybody needs to get better, to become a better person. Okay, so that's the essence of Tazkiyat therapy. Wallahu a'lam bishawab. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, thank you very much, Pak Bagus, for the very rich presentation explaining about the Tazkiyat therapy. And this then Pak Bagus already disclaimed that this is not operational yet, just the main idea and the main step how to use the Tazkiyat therapy. So everybody can choose, if using Tazkiyat therapy, everybody can create or the operational of the therapy by using the principle that Pak Bagus have already said about. Okay, now the question and answer. We already have not many questions I see in this chat room, but many appreciation for what Pak Bagus said just now. Many people agree that what many audience agree that what Pak Bagus said. One question from Sister Shakirat. From Sister Shakirat, can you please explain the theory of motivation?
Don't be repeated, but Shakira has to ask about which one from the theory of motivation.
Yeah. This is because it's really broad theory that Pak Bagus.
Maybe Shakira can open YouTube, Bu May.
Yeah.
Because it's very complete there.
Yeah.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I was asking that, can he mention, I want him to mention it. I think he mentioned 5 points. He mentioned ulti something. I didn't get that point. And he also mentioned the fact that, so it's, I think I had learned helplessness. He mentioned 5 points around that place. I just wanted to mention them again.
Oh, okay.
Under the chapter.
Okay, the first is learn helplessness, and then optimum challenge. So it's a condition when you are pushed to the corner, but you still see hope. Yeah, and then there's a fatalism. That's the, you can say it's, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, it's Jabariyah maybe, Jabariyah attitude, or Qadariyah, Prof. Taufik. Those who are fatalists, which one is who
it is Jabariyah.
Yeah, Jabariyah, yeah, who always blame takdir. Yeah, that's the fatalism. And then the optimum opportunity is the ideal one, because he always see opportunity. He's the one who have this strong belief that fa'inna ma'al usri yusra, inna ma'al usri yusra. You always see opportunity beyond difficulties. Okay. And the fifth condition is the comfort zone. The comfort zone is a condition when a person have overconfidence of himself. They don't aware of the risk. They want something, everything to be certain. Doesn't want to hear problem. Those kind of attitude. That's the comfort zone state. Okay, that's the five.
Okay. There's another question about the your email, Pak Bagus. Share your
You
email.
can share my email to the participation at all the participants, but
Okay.
please be patient because sometimes I miss some emails, but you can share it.
Yeah. And also, this is what I also want to know that, do you have a YouTube channel talking about motivational theory?
Yes, yes, I have my own channel, but also we have IMT channel, but the IMT channel maybe it's not quite comprehensive, yeah, because it's just recently developed, yeah. But the YouTube channel you can find in under my name, yeah, my name, yeah.
Yeah. You can find under Pak Bagus name, Shakirat, and other person, the other who asked
But
Akim.
most of it in Indonesian still, yeah. Most of it in Indonesian. Maybe I will. I mean, I will add more videos in English.
You can, but if you turn on the translation in English, it can be translated in English.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's from Jen Marie Damasiel. We got excited with your presentation as it coincides with the approach we are hoping to implement in the aftercare and reintegration of certain groups in the Philippines. Yeah, this is the appreciation.
Mm-hmm.
It would be good if slides can be provided on the. I don't really understand what the Feroza Ismail said. Give an example.
You want to have the slides. I think
all right.
the committee already have the slides and it will be shared to them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sister Feroza Ismail is from South Africa. Okay. Any other question? You can also raise hand for the question. Not this.
Nisa has a question.
Who?
Sister Nisa Rahman.
Oh, Sister Nisa Rahman, please ask your question. Sister Nisa.
She wrote in chat box already.
Oh, would you like?
Oh, Punisa.
What kind of psychological disorder?
Oh, yeah, okay.
That can be helped by Tazkiyat therapy.
Yeah. Would you like to give an example of application of Tazkiyat therapy in daily life, Pak Bagus, please?
Okay. The first question is what kind of problem? Yeah, of course, the Tazkiyat therapy is not applicable for a psychological problem that is organic because of the damage of the brain or whatever, but it will be helpful for the problem of the heart, the problem of the knowledge, the problem of the emotion, of the problem of the thinking, yeah. Those kind of problem can be you can apply the therapy for those kind of problems. But if you have this maybe schizophrenia, or maybe autism, I don't think that it is appropriate, because maybe it involves something wrong with the brain. So they are not only having psychological problem, but also have an organic problem. Yeah, so that would be not applicable for Tazkiyat therapy. But even though people have this problem, they still have heart, so we can treat them nicely, but not to cure them from the disease, but we can treat them in a good manner, so that they will be, they will have the better quality of life, even though they cannot be cured totally. Okay, so this is how we can do it. And if you want some examples. I have one example that I'm writing it on this book chapter on Tazkiyat therapy and still in the process. Yeah, it's a simple problem, but it's a very illustrative, yeah, for this Tazkiyat therapy. This is the problem is about the student, a new student in Gajah Mada University, that she was originated from other city in the Eastern Java, yeah, far away from Jogja. And when he lived in Jogja, she lived alone in a dormitory or in kos-kosan, yeah, in a place when they live in one room, and then another. She has friends from in others in that complex, yeah. And she said that she feels that she questioned what is the purpose of this life. And when I asked why you question like that, because she told me that she has parents that are divorced, and since a little girl she lives with grandma, and until the high school she doesn't feel any problem because she can still meet the father and mother in separate times. But when she interact with the friends, yeah, and every weekend their friends will be excited to meet their parents, they will be excited to go home, then she feels that she is different. She feels that I don't have home, I don't have my parents, yeah. So where should I go on the weekend, things like that. And then she started to develop this losing of meaning in life, and she doesn't want to go out. She just keep herself in the room and anxious about this, yeah. It's kind of sad about the condition. And then she asked me, oh, what should I do, something like that, yeah. And because she's a Muslim, yeah, she's a practicing Muslim, because I see it from the costume that she's wearing, yeah, it's with the hijab and in a proper way, yeah. Then I sense that actually she have faith, yeah, but she just confused about because she doesn't understand why she has this feeling, feeling of different as her friends. She cannot feel the happiness of going home and things like that. And then I said to her, you know what you need to do is to get closer to Allah. Your life, the purpose of your life is nothing than to get ready to meet Allah. Okay, so when I say that to her, she looks like she just realized that every problems that she feels is insignificance if she remember this the foundation, the true meaning of life. And she didn't come back, but I hope she's all right, yeah. But from her response to my suggestion, I can see that she found the answer to her problem. So this is the simple example of Tazkiyat therapy, because I directly touched her heart. I don't rationalize about divorce, and sometimes in the Western approach, they have this rationalization like, well, maybe it's better for your parent to be divorced because if they are together, they always fight to each other. Those kind of rationalization. I don't use that. I just go directly to the essence, to the fundamental meaning of life, and then she feel relief with that. So that's the example, simple one. But actually, not every case can be treated as simple as that, because not every person have a strong faith. So maybe sometimes we need to help them how to think straight and how to manage their emotion first before we touch the heart. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is another question, Pak Bagus. From Sister Nurawiyah. In Iya Ulumuddin, Al-Ghazali differentiate the meaning of heart, qalb, and nafs. If by that differentiation, if the heart is the source of behavior, how can we answer the existence of nafs, alawahmah, amarah, and mutmainah that also cause the human behavior?
Okay, there are two questions here. The first is about the heart and the nafs, the qalb and nafs, and then the second is about this nafsu amarah, lawamah, and mutmainah. Yeah. For the first question, actually, if we read carefully, Imam Al-Ghazali doesn't mean to separate the qalb from the nafs. Yeah, he just differentiate, yeah, that the qalb is the home for the nafs. So it's not a separate one, but it has a different level. Yeah, actually there are also the concept of sudur. Yeah, sudur means the chest. There's also a lot mentioned in the Quran. For example, in the Surah An-Nafs, yeah, An-Nas, sorry, not An-Nafs, An-Nas, yeah, Fisuduri, yeah, was fi suduri nas, yeah. So whisper to the what is inside your chest, yeah. So sudur actually is referring to also to the qalb and also to the nafs. So there's levels, yeah, and in this entity, the nafs is the essence, the qalb is the home for the nafs, and sudur is the container of the qalb, yeah. So it has a multi-level, meaning. But of course, this apply to the physical, material body, but also to the psychological, essence. Yeah, not only the physical. Okay, and for the second question, well, when we say about nafsu amarah, mutmainah, and lawamah and mutmainah, that represent the condition, the states of the nafs, not the type of the nafs. Yeah. So there is no such thing as person that have nafsu mutmainah or other person have nafsu amarah. That's not true. That's not correct. From my understanding and from what I've learned, everybody can have, yeah, nafsu amarah if they do not do tazkiyah, okay, and everybody can also have nafsu lawamah, have the condition of lawamah if they don't do tazkiyah. So those who perform tazkiyah, they will be elevated, yeah, to nafsu mutmainah. So nafsu mutmainah is the peaceful heart. So the meaning of nafsu mutmainah actually is similar to qalbus salim. Qalbus salim is the peaceful heart. Nafsu mutmainah is the tranquil, you also peaceful. Actually, mutmainah means also peaceful nafs. Yeah. So we have to understand that the Quranic verses is a multi-approach, multi-dimensional, multi-trait, multi-method approach to knowledge. So you have to comprehend the connections of these terms. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's also Brother Said raised hand. We still have time.
Yes.
Brother Said, please deliver your question. Other Brother Said. No.
Yes.
Okay. No, that is not yet. Now the from Brother Muhammad Alif Rahmadi. How if we attend to counselor or psychologist and we have a different worldview due to limited source like small region? Also, the available is psychologists from different worldview. How do we deal with that? That's Pak Bagus.
Well, actually, if you learn about this, about your soul, about you don't need psychology actually. So you don't have to force yourself to consult the psychologists that have different worldview. Maybe you can go to a non-psychologist, but that have knowledge about the nafs. Maybe your ustad or you have a knowledge about the nafs is even better than the psychologist that doesn't have the same worldview. See, so the title psychologist actually is only a formal position, yeah, but what we are talking here is about the essence, yeah, the essence of the knowledge. So you don't need to, if you know that the psychologist doesn't have the same worldview, you don't need to go there. You don't need to go to them. Okay, you try to, maybe your own father or mother is more knowledgeable about this soul, yeah, or if they learn a religion, if they learn Islam, yeah, so you can consult with them. Okay, so don't bother yourself, to consult to psychologists that doesn't have the same worldview. That will give you more problem than solution. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sometimes because most of our teaching in psychology here or in the world is from secular background. So sometimes we need to learn more. What is the difference? What is the batas? Yeah. Which one is more Islamic or which one is not Islamic?
Well, actually, my experience, actually my wife's experience, sometimes some people ask for a psychologist that using Muslim Islamic approach. So it's actually the ummah is already aware of this. So then when they try to find psychologists, they're asking for those who have this Islamic perspective, and it happens also. It happens in Al-Azhar, because we have friends in Al-Azhar University in Jakarta. They also have this counseling, and most of them, there are Muslims. They are looking for Muslim psychologists, hoping that what they are, going to have is the advice based on the Islamic worldview. Not only in Indonesia, because in Australia also, our Miss Hanan Dover, Hanan Dover has this psychological clinic, Psych Central. It is the biggest in Sydney, because most Muslim there go to this central because they know that Hanan Dover is a Muslim. So the Muslim community is already aware that what they need is not just psychology per se, but psychology that has this Islamic values. And also not only in Australia, in America also, there's a Khalil Center in Chicago. Yeah, they also have this approach.
Because Islam is a basic in problem solving, Bagus.
Yes.
And the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, "Ad-dinun nasihah." The religion is a nasihah, advice for us. So I think Bumai, all curriculum in psychology has to based on Islamic Sharia, For example, in many times, because in counseling, counselor often find the problem that related to the problem in Islamic problem, like in tala, rujuk, and many problems in family based on concept Sharia concept.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, at least we are Muslim psychologists. Gain many knowledge about the Islamic what the scripture, what the
Islamic
Quran
lesson.
said,
Yeah.
and what Hadith said, so we can consult our client with the framework.
So UMS try to will Islamic psychology for PhD program, Bu Mai.
Oh, really? That's good. Very good. Okay, one last. I think this is one last question, Pak Bagus.
Yes.
From Nasir Bafa. This is Nasir Bafa from Africa.
That's very active audience.
What time is it now there? Brother Nasir, you still awake? What can you say about the id, ego, and superego of Freud's theory?
Okay. Well, in short, the theory of Freudian, Sigmund Freud is only speculate that from his own experience. That's the short answer. But then, why is it?
So many critics about
Sigmund
Freud theories.
But on the other side, a lot of people follow that idea because they also share this feeling. So this is there is something in Freudian theory that make other people, especially the follower, think that is right because they also feel the same feeling. So it's not truly scientific. It's just the speculation. How Freud speculate about the dynamics of the Nafs. And if we study it carefully, actually there is some thing, that might be connected to the dynamics of the Nafs, but also the dynamics of the satanic temptation, that is not mentioned in the Freudian theory. For example, when he explains about the id, it actually in Islamic term is not the nafs, but it's the hawa, and also sometimes it's about the exaggerating, excessive shahwat, and also maybe it's the satanic seduction. So in Islamic psychology, the dynamics is more complex, that we have to understand the system of it, but in Freudian theory he only say that it's an it, but it is and the worst thing that Freud think that the true human identity is the it. So that's the most problematic in the Freudian theory.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's the last question, and we come to the end of the second section, or the end of today's session, and thank you very much for Pak Bagus for the
I think enough, Bu Mai.
This question, and thank you very much for Pak Bagus for your very
interesting,
interesting, valuable sharing of the Islamic psychology perspective.
The last presentation from Pak Bagus.
This is the last presentation for Pak Bagus, and for tomorrow we have other presenter, Pak Hussein Rasul.
Professor Hussein Rasul from Pakistani.
from Pakistan. And thank you very much again for Pak Bagus. And I also asked has been asked from the committee to give the certificate or Pak Taufik or Bu Anis.
Bu Anis.
Ya, Pak Tok.
Bu Anis.
Don't forget to take picture.
Oh yeah.
Of course. This is the
Yeah,
most
yeah.
important thing. Okay, Mas Agung, please share the certificate.
Menggunakan aspek-aspek dari teori-teori yang kamu ambil.
Pak Bagus, this is certificate, just the symbol of our great appreciation, and thank you for the inspiring speech, from tomorrow until today, and then tomorrow we have from yesterday until today, and then tomorrow we have another speaker. So thank you so much, Pak Bagus.
Pak Bagus, how many certificate do you want?
Four.
Here 4 certificates. We have
Because I'm not
one.
professor
Okay.
yet.
We have one certificate
I want to
for each session.
I want to be professor like Professor Taufik, yeah.
Amin,
Yeah.
amin.
So we have 4 certificates, Mr. Bagus.
Thank you very much.
For each session.
One certificate for each session.
Yeah.
For BKD.
Okay. Thank you very much, Pak Bagus.
You're welcome.
Pak Bagus,
Yes.
but tomorrow I hope you can join with the session of Professor Hussein Rosso.
Yeah.
Because this is important to guide us to finish until 21 July.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope I can, because currently I'm in Jakarta actually, because my son is leaving for ISMA, so I am. So if I have the time and I try to join, but I cannot promise the whole session will be there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Get scholarship ISMA.
Yes, to Australia.
Alhamdulillah. To
Australia.
In
Allah,
what city, Mr. Bagus?
Yeah.
In what city in Australia?
Brisbane. Brisbane is the city.
Oh, Brisbane.
Yeah, Western Australia.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for all participants today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Take a picture. Sorry.
Yeah.
So please open the camera because it is
the
most
video.
important.
For all audience, please open your camera.
Yeah.
And don't forget to smile.
Yeah. Please, Nadine, take a picture. Nadine.
Okay.
Yeah.
In our statistic, actually, 20%, more than 20% audience from India, but now not many Indian can join this course. Hopefully tomorrow and many Indians can join this course.
Yes. Okay, please Nadine take a picture.